Anti-Afro Svengalis. Thank you everyone for your support. And I want to mention that up front. I'm not going to get into detail, but we'll tell you we have a drawing coming up. And I want that video to be specific to that purpose because this video has another purpose, as you can see the title. But thank you, and thank you again. Be on the lookout for the supporter appreciation drawing today. The announcement will be today. So let me tell you something, people. If you are not careful, it can get you caught up where you will end up thinking that most people in the world are evil, demonic, abusive, liars, out to get you. When you start feeling that way, it's very important that you not be in the presence of anyone who exhibits these characteristics. Now, we can't always avoid a situation like that. Nobody is perfect. And I want to say there is a difference between people who jump to conclusions. I want to make sure this distinction is clear. Because we all have been there. We're thinking in our head, wow, I'm seeing this. This is what's going on. And then you react based on that. And you may even make a public comment based on that. And your comments may not be accurate, or let's say they're not accurate. That's not necessarily saying that you're lying on a person. That means you misconstrued circumstances and you felt some kind of way and you thought somebody was doing something to you and you just jumped the gun. I wouldn't consider that malintent. However, we have another set of circumstances where you have people who are very clearly deliberate and they're calculating and they're malicious and they're evil when they speak and what they say. Total and complete lies, or they are very much determined, intending to cause harm, or they want to bring harm to you. And don't make any mistake about it. There are instances where people want you actually dead. And I did a video on this. They want the worst possible physical harm to come to you, your family, and people you care about. So I distinguish the two. And there's a person here in these YouTube streets who definitely falls under that second category, and that would be T. Pre. What in the world would cause a person, let me tell you this, because T. Pre is up here running her mouth again about me, AAS. Let me give you a reminder about how this all got started. It got started more than 2 years ago when T. Pre came onto these YouTube streets and started running around on these attack panels. We call them attack panels back then. And we were alerted to this person who was on the attack panels run by Dumpsey, Derell. You know, Dempsey Spears, that's the therapist who's the Medicare defrauder. She was on TCTV's panel. He goes by Couch Potato. She was on the channels whose names are Contraband. She was running over on Max Invertebrates channel. She was running around into all of these spaces where people were telling lies about me, Rev G, and people who supported us. She was just can I lap dance on your limp dick? That's what she was doing. She was all in it. And that's exactly how she was acting, hopping from dick to dick, hopping up and down. I mean, she was so desperate the way she was acting. Yeah, I'm going to talk about her like this because she talked about me and who I'm screwing for 2 damn years. So yeah, I'm going to talk about you. You're a swinger. It shouldn't offend you. It shouldn't offend you that I'm saying that you are hopping from dick to dick, from limp dick to dick, seeing where it could get in. Apparently, it didn't satisfy anybody because I don't see any of these brothers up here defending you against grown man and me and mines. You're up here doing what? You're up here with a bunch of folks who got booted by grown man. How are they going to be able to defend you? So what did she do? I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Since she can't defend herself against a grown man and grown man's wife, she wants to bring me into the picture. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not going to work. But let me continue on. She started going on all these panels. And on these panels, do you know what they were saying? Not just talking about me and Rev G and lying on us and sexually harassing us. They were also attacking children. Among the children who were attacked, grown man's 7, I think she was 7 years old at the time, minor child. Smoke's son was attacked. Gerald's child was attacked. I mean, it just went on, people. There were no limits. People's spouses were targeted who are not even on YouTube. Threats of death, threats of rape, threats of torture. Now, it's ironic because T. Pre brags about being a mother of 6. A mother of 6 sitting up on these attack panels did not once say, oh, no, you shouldn't be saying that. Oh, no, that's not good. There's no screenshots with T. Pre saying, stop doing this. You all shouldn't be talking about children. She gave money. She laughed. She hopped on the panels and supported TCTV, Dumpsey Spears, the Contrabands, Max Invertebrate. And Max Invertebrate, he was horrible. He would host these people and say, oh, I gotta shut down my channel, gotta shut it down. Oh my God, they're gonna, FBI's coming, the cops are coming, YouTube's upset. And then you have these people right back on. So phony, just like her. That's why she enjoyed being over there. But none of these people are defending T. Pre now. That's the background. She had no shame. She proudly ran around with these attack panelists, because they weren't yet called demons at that time, and had no shame in the game. Constantly complained when law enforcement was engaged. She really expected people to accept threats of violence against their own families. You really think about that. If you're expecting people to accept threats of violence against their children, Lennon included, don't want to forget about Lennon Honor, because she was over on Lennon's page at one point. So let's make that significantly clear. So when his family was under attack, she had nothing to say about that either. So this is the background of a person who now is coming forward to complain that people are putting out false information about her. And you gotta know, the information they put out about a lot of us was false. But did you see her trying to say, maybe we should double check this? Maybe we should see if this is the actual person. Maybe we should see. They have me doing all kinds of stuff. I would be in prison right now if the things they said I was doing actually occurred. They have my name mixed in with all these different, like I've got different shaped arms and legs. Short arms, long legs. It's all hodgepodge about me. Did she care? No. They just wanted the information put out there so they can laugh and talk about it. We decided we weren't going to respond to T. Pre because we knew what she was doing. She was a limp dick writer. We're not going to talk about her. We're not going to mention her. We said nothing. Until she came and started with the bullshit present day, making money off of specifically lying. Before, she was giving money to the liars. Now she's creating whole new scenarios, stuff that never happened. Like I had a connection with the person who filed the lawsuit. That person was doing the same damn thing that T. Pre was doing until they fell out, and we were just sitting back watching. You never saw me anywhere over there talking to any of those people. And the very few times Gerald went was to defend himself against the lies they were telling about him, that he was a member of a child molestation group, NAMBLA. And Lennon never went over there. KKC went up to Max Invertebrate's panel to get at one of the contrabands. And then, I don't know if it was before or after, he dragged a woman. Oh my goodness. That creme de la creme. But the people I just mentioned and others who were talked about, they weren't even going to even consider entertaining that garbage. Documentation, because if someone is talking about you this much, some of the information has to be captured because there is a purpose, there's an intention, and the person has other plans in mind. And here we are, people. So she's emboldened. She's emboldened to the point she decided to start talking more shit about grown man, taking it upon herself. I mean, what? I don't understand how somebody would ever think this was going to work. You see that Dumpsey and TCTV are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. They're letting her just do this on her own. The heat became too much, and she got out of Dodge. I'm gonna make a new channel. Who gives a shit? I wasn't on the channel that whatever she had. She got out of Dodge. But when this information supposedly came out, she comes back, and what does she want to do? She wants to try to bring me into it because she knows she cannot deal with grown men. She throws out some challenge. Where in the world does a woman throw out a challenge to a man on the street? And I'm not even talking about fighting. Well, you show what you got in the hood. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Where are your defenses? Where are the men defending you? You sound ridiculous posing a challenge to a man about some street shit. She's phony. She acts like she's part of some connected crew. What crew are you connected to? You are not connected to crew if you're up here on the internet conjuring up lies to make money. And yes, she conjured up lies to make money. And I was on the receiving end of that bullshit doing these tarot card readings about me, lying through her teeth. We never had a conversation. How the hell are you going to do a reading on somebody? You don't even freaking know the person. You don't know me. You never spoke to me. You can't do any readings on me and lie through your teeth that I was involved with that person who filed the lawsuit. No, she was involved. She was involved. Okay, so what do we have here now? What has been brought to my attention? Apparently, there was a live stream over on M3 and mine's page that put out all this information. And this is very significant. Listen very carefully, people, because you're going to listen to this very ironic set of circumstances. Somebody says that T-Free has, it's not just a few evictions, and I'm not trashing anybody who's ever been evicted, but this is apparently some outrageous number of evictions, like a lot, over 15 or something like that. Whether this is actually the T-Free, because the legal name was used, whether this is actually her or not, I don't know that. But here's what I want to point out. She never cared. When people were putting information out about people's names, Gerald has information out with another name. Is anybody caring to investigate whether or not that actually him? No. All in the past, when people put out information about me that wasn't even me, remnants of my name, similar name, same name, did anybody care? No. The people that were doing it didn't care. All the information these attack panelists were putting out with everybody's different names and information thrown together, were they worried? No. So why is it that we are supposed to be overly concerned and start digging around and trying to figure out, is this really the person, the scammer here on YouTube that had 15 plus evictions? I don't know. If you want to be concerned about that, you can. That's your business. I'm not really thinking about it, to be perfectly honest with you, which is why I have my hackles up when T-Free comes on and says I'm responsible for trying to dig into her background. Why the hell would I care about digging into T-Free's background? Can somebody give me a logical reason as to why I would need to be digging around to the point where I'd be pulling up evictions? Would I have not done that before? Why now? But let's continue. And another thing that came up was a PPP loan with her supposed legal name. Okay, PPP loan. Is that really her or not? I don't know that. But again, she didn't care. She sat on all these panels and paid money when people put out false or questionable information on people. So when it comes to her, we need to be under some sort of special scrutiny before something is posted. Get her on the phone or do a live stream and say, hey, T-Free, I got all this information about you. Can you confirm it's you before I post it? Who's doing that? Did anybody do that to anybody else that they put information out about and claimed it was them? No, they did not. So again, these special privileges that she's insisting that she gets from people who she has harassed and dogged out and called snitches and all that, she's expecting them to treat her with some sort of royalty. Okay, so let's talk about the PPP loan. It says her name. Whether it's her or not, we don't know for sure. But there is a similarity that has to be addressed. When that whole New York situation was going on, T. Pre said she had an LLC. And she said it was the Void LLC. I haven't found that. I went and looked for that one. I didn't find it. So we have a history here that she's lied before about having an LLC. Whether that's actually her or not, who knows? She says she has a business. So that remains to be seen whether or not this is actually her. This is a person who has no ethics, who brags about being a banker but runs scams on the internet, and said something about if I didn't stop, if you don't stop, somebody sent me a hilarious clip. If you don't stop saying I'm a scammer, you got 24 hours. 24 hours for what? You're a scammer. I'm on the receiving end of your scam. You lied and said I had dealings with that person who filed the lawsuit, never spoke to that person, never had a conversation with that person. It was a year after the person started talking all this shit about me and bombarding me with emails that I sent 2 emails in response to this person. One of them, I responded back and the cops were on it. And I told them, this is what she did to Lynn and Honor. The cops are on there. Yeah. Why don't you investigate this? Mighty funny how that email has not appeared anywhere on the YouTube. You want to slap everything on YouTube. Go investigate what she did to Lynn and Honor and his family. I know she's bugging the shit out of all of you. So she knows good and damn well nothing but lies. She was fully engulfed with that person, the person who filed the lawsuit, who came on here and made a fool out of herself and everybody else that she was involved with, including TCTV and Dumpsey. We got notice of these live streams that were sent to us and we were giving timestamps. We haven't sat down and listened to the actual entire, but just the few timestamps that we received. I don't want to listen to this crap. It gives a window into what they were doing, all of this madness going on. And she wants to include me into something I had nothing to do with. Same thing, saying that I had something to do with somebody reporting on her 20 whatever evictions. First off, it's public knowledge if it's something in a court document. What the hell are you talking about? She wants to try to bring me into every single thing. This is a person who kept bringing up my name. Why would I have any concern about digging into her personal background? What information I need, I have when I need to do what I need to do. Don't be challenging people because you don't know what people have. And let me say this. If you're not doing anything wrong, why would you be concerned? I'm not concerned. I'm not breaking any laws. T. Pre is a scammer. She's into a lot of shit she shouldn't be doing. That much I do know. So don't be too quick to issue challenges, T. Pre. I just may take you up on your offer. There is free speech, right? But you don't have a right to be a scammer if you are in the banking industry. So you say, who really knows with this person? There's nothing that she says is reliable. Keep that in mind, people. She lies about so many things. Keep me out of your bullshit. I have another project I'm working on. If you want me to interrupt my project to focus on you, T. Pre, I will do that. I am in the defensive position. T. Pre has harassed me for 2+ years. I have the screenshots. I have the audio. You are not going to win with me any more than you'd ever win with grown man. You sound and look like a fool trying to take on a man. You sound like a fool. They're making a fool out of you and you're letting them, just like Dumpsey, just like TCTV. They're pissed at grown man because he tore their asses up. Then they finally realize it's not worth it going down the adversarial path. And you, for some reason, got involved. I don't understand how the hell you would get involved. It's not like you were known as a person who was strongly aligned and a trusted friend. No, you were just being used. It's not like a situation with me and Gerald where they talk about both of us. What were they really saying about you? Their disputes didn't have anything to do with you. You inserted yourself into the mix and started talking shit about grown man and his family. You started that on your own, just like you started talking about me, just like you started talking about Gerald, just like you started talking about a lot of people, and can't seem to deal with it when people decide to come back at you. Just because people aren't speaking up right then and there, she thinks that you can never ever say anything about her. People will speak up on their own time. Nobody can dictate when someone decides to address an issue. Most people coming here on the internet are coming here for a respite. Who's to say that people are not able to defend their families? Who's to say people can't come and talk about their past? Well, at least when grown man talks about the past, he's telling the truth. Nothing but lies is coming out of you, T. Pre, and we can prove that. You need to leave well enough alone, and that means keep my name out of your mouth. I haven't said shit about you. I'm not talking about you. Every time T. Pre brings my name into the mix, she's telling these bald-faced lies, making money off me, lying on me, a scamming ass banker. Imagine this. She says she's a banker, and she's obsessed with making money off people by telling lies. That's why she's on the internet. Listen, people like T. Pre should never be trusted. You do so with your own peril. Nobody has to sit here and listen and take the shit that T. Pre is dishing out. No, you cannot say whatever the hell you want without consequences. You're going to get enough of challenging people. You will get enough of that. And I'm speaking only in terms of legal means. I'm not T. Pre who runs around saying she's going to kick dudes' asses. This is T. Pre, right? And here's the most hypocritical stance I've heard from T. Pre thus far. Running around calling people snitches. If she was really from the hood, she wouldn't be doing that. And speaking on people's neighborhoods that she's not even having an association with. She's not from any hood, people. She just runs her mouth. But listen to this. She's calling grown man a snitch, but then she turns around and says she's going to call the cops if somebody gets a hold of her credit report or her social security number. What the hell are you talking about? You're phony. That's what it is. That's what it means. It means you're phony. Not because you'll say you call the cops. Call the cops. It's because you're up here ragging on people, claiming that they're snitches. And what do? I'm going to call the cops if they get a hold of my credit report or my social security number. Phony, people. Phony. Don't waste your time dealing with somebody like T. Pre. It's too much effort to try to figure out whether or not the person is lying or telling the truth. I refuse to deal with people like this. I don't have anybody like this in my life. I don't have to sit and worry about, are they lying or telling the truth? Trust you me, people. You don't know whether or not this person, it's like breathing automatically. She'll tell you a lie. And we've caught her in so many without even trying. She doesn't even remember the lies that she tells. That she's above everybody, coming on here talking shit, lying on people, and always starting crap. But thinking you can't say anything about her. Yes, we can talk about your ass just like you sat up here for 2+ years. Talking about me, talking about Gerald, talking about everybody. Now it's your turn to be talked about. If you can't handle, you should have thought about that before you opened up your mouth. Nobody has to listen to what T. Pre says. If people want to talk about you, they're going to talk about you. Not a damn thing you can do about it. If they're not breaking the law, you can't do shit. Just like you're running around here talking shit about everybody else. But there's one thing that's different with T. Pre. She's engaging in all these law violations and engaging in scams. She's breaking the law, lying on people, and it relates to money. That is the difference. People, listen, you know there's always much more to come. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.